Hello children, I am your facilitator for today's teaching. I am Roselyn Q. Rosal. To formally start, our subject for today is mathematics. Okay, class, there are many methods in multiplying multi-steps numbers. Some of them are the long method and the lattice method, and the distributive property of multiplication or addition. To divide large numbers, we follow these steps. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat, or remainder. To solve an equation involving order of operations, remember the mnemonics of Jantas, or the grouping symbols, the exponent, multiplication or division, and addition or subtraction. And when we say exponential notation, it is the shortest way of writing repeated multiplication. The base is the number that is being multiplied repeatedly. Exponent tells us to multiply the numbers by itself certain number of times. A prime number is a whole number greater than 1 which has only two factors, 1 and a number itself. A composite number is a whole number with 3 or more factors. Prime factorization is a process of expressing a composite number as a product of its prime factors. Every number is divisible by 1 and a number is divisible by 2 if it is even. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of its digit is a multiple of 3. A number is divisible by 4 if its last two digits are divisible by 4. A number is divisible by 5 if the last digit is either 0 or 5. A number is divisible by 6 if it is divisible by both 2 and 3. A number is divisible by 7 if the difference between twice the unit's digit and the remaining digits is divisible by 7. A number is divisible by 8 if the last three digits are divisible by 8. And a number is divisible by 9 if it's the sum of the digit is divisible by 9. And lastly, a number is divisible by 10 if the unit digit is 0. Factors are numbers being multiplied to get the product. Greatest common factor, or GCF, is the biggest number that can exactly divide the given numbers. The methods of finding the GCF of two or more numbers are listing, prime factorization, continuous division, and Euclidean algorithm. Multiples are products of a given number and the natural or counting numbers. Least common multiple, or LCM, is the least number that can exactly be divided by the given numbers. The three methods of finding the LCM of two or more numbers are listing, prime factorization, and continuous division. A mixed number, or a mixed factor, or a mixed fraction is composed of a whole number and fraction, while an improper fraction has a numerator which is greater than or equal to the denominator. To change to change a mixed number to an improper fraction, multiply the whole number by the denominator. Then add the numerator. The answer will become the new numerator. Finally, copy the same denominator. To change an improper fraction to a mixed number, divide the numerator by the denominator. The quotient will become the whole number, while the remainder will become the numerator. And lastly, copy the same denominator. To express a fraction in its lowest term or in its simplest form, we divide both the numerator and the denominator by their greatest common factor. And then, to add the similar fractions, change them first to similar fractions, then add. To add mixed numbers, first, add the whole number parts. Second, change the fractional parts to like fractions. Third is add the fractional parts, and lastly, write the answer in the simplest form. To subtract the similar fractions, change them to similar fractions. Then, subtract the numerators and copy the common denominator. To subtract mixed numbers, first we have subtract the whole number parts. Second, change the fractional parts to like fractions. Third, subtract the fractional parts, and lastly, write the answer in the simplest form. To multiply fractions, we follow these rules. First, in multiplying a fraction by a fraction, multiply the numerators as well as the denominators and express the answers in the simplest form. Second, in multiplying a fraction by a whole number, express the whole number as a fraction with a denominator of 1. Then, multiply the numerators and the denominators to express the to express the answer in simplest form. The third one, in multiplying mixed numbers, express the mixed numbers as improper fractions. Then, multiply the numerators and the denominators and express the answers in simplest form. Lastly, to divide fractions, we follow these steps. First, get the reciprocal of the divisor. Second, change the plus sign to division sign. And to x sign to change the plus sign to division sign, then x to multiplication sign. To divide the fractions, we follow these steps. Number 1, first get the reciprocal of the divisor. Second, change the division sign to multiplication sign. Third is multiply the numerators, and fourth, multiply the denominators, and lastly, express the answers in its simplest form if needed. So that will be all. Thank you, and I hope you'll learn. Bye bye.